Hey, it's Aodán here, AodánCoin.com, where I teach you how to play in DADGAD guitar. In a previous video, I showed you how to play something called the inside skeleton scale. And if you haven't seen that, that's in the description below, and you can check that out. In this video, we're going to build upon that and start adding meat to the bone, so to speak. So it's going to be taking what we learned on the inside D and G strings and now replicating that D string on the low D string in DADGAD. So let's go for that. We can start with this D and an A, which is our first and the fifth. So that's a D5, so to speak, just with the D and the A. But from here on out, we're going to be adding thirds. So it's going to be E and G. And we don't even need a pick. We don't have to play with a pick on this or a plectrum. We can just play with our fingers for the moment and we'll build up to that. So we're just playing the D string and the G string. So first finger on the second fret of that low D and then playing the G. From here, we're going to take it up to the F sharp and the A, F sharp and A. And if you remember from the other video, it was the inside F sharp and A, but now we're just moving that to the outside, because anything we played on the inside D, we can play on the outside D. Moving it up, we have the G and the B. Third finger on the fifth fret, second finger on the fourth fret of the G. And we're going up. We have this A and C sharp. Same shape as before. Third finger on the 7th fret now and the second finger on the 6th fret. And we're going up to the 7th and 9th fret. So we have first finger on the 7th fret of that G string playing the D, and then we have the third finger playing the B on that 9th fret. Going up again to the 9th and the 11th fret, first finger on the 9th, that G string, third finger on the 11th, and then finally up to the D and the F sharp. So from here, because we're in DADGAD, like before, we can take the pick now and start opening things up. We can play all the strings and we can really start opening up that big sound. So that's our D5, then we can go add in here first finger as before, except this time with all the open strings. First finger and third finger on the 2nd fret and the 4th fret. And we can go up to that. We have our third finger playing the G on that 5th fret. Going up to the 6th and 7th fret, playing that A. Then we have the B, where we have third finger playing on the 9th fret, first finger on the 7th fret. We're going up to the 9th and the 11th fret, that same shape, and then finally playing the D and that F sharp. So people have asked, what are the names of these chords? And it gets a bit tricky in DADGAD with naming chords, because you get some quite strange names as we go along, because we have these big open sounds. But I will go through them just so you know. So to start off, we have the D modal or D5, and then we're going to this E minor 11. But I just work off the bass note. So I just call this an E, and I usually use it as a passing note. So just call it an E, but it is an E minor 11. And we're going up to, which is an F sharp minor augmented. So augmented meaning the 5th note is raised up. So the 5th note in the F sharp scale is C sharp, and we have raised it up. So you can see that we're playing a D. So if you raise a C sharp up, it goes to a D, and that's why this is called F sharp minor augmented. Going up to this G shape, it's actually a G add 2, because we have that A note in it. G A. That's the 2nd note in the G scale. But I just call it a G. It's just working off that low note. Then we can go up to this A add 11. So the 4th and the 11th note in an A scale, if you go through it, A, B, C, D. So we are playing that D there. We're also playing a low D. So it can be A add 4 or it can be A add 11. But I just call it the A. So then going up, we have this B minor 7 with no 5. And Then we have this lovely one, C sharp minor, flat 9, no 5. And finally we have our D. So you asked and you got it. There are the names in DADGAD, but I just work off and keep things simple by working off the low strings and calling those. If you go through it, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Much handier. So I hope you found that handy. I'll probably keep things a lot simpler from here on out. It's just easier for everyone. And if you do enjoy it, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you haven't checked out the DADGAD guitar cheat sheet, I squeezed so much onto it and it's completely free, so check that out as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.